Sahra Wagenknecht's rebuke Olaf Scholz as the vassal chancellor of U.S. military ambitions. Sahra Wagenknecht, the Bundestag member and leader of the newly founded BSW Party, Alliance of Sahra Wagenknecht, has launched a scathing critique of German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, branding him a vassal chancellor. This sharp denunciation stems from Scholz's apparent indifference to a critical issue, the future deployment of American long-range missiles in Germany. According to a report by Izvestia, Wagenknecht argues that Scholz's refusal to even discuss this matter in the Bundestag underscores his subservience to U.S. interests, sacrificing Germany's sovereignty and disregarding the will of the German people. Wagenknecht's criticism is rooted in her belief that the German government, under Scholz's leadership, is pushing the country towards an aggressive military posture, with ambitions of deploying advanced weaponry, including hypersonic missiles. Despite widespread public opposition to such militarization, Wagenknecht contends that the ruling coalition is blatantly ignoring the will of the people. The vassal chancellor doesn't even consider it necessary to hold a discussion in the Bundestag, she stated, emphasizing that the decision to host new American long-range missiles on German soil was made unilaterally by the United States, with little to no input from the German government or its citizens. A growing divide, government versus public opinion. Wagenknecht's accusation touches on a growing sentiment of disillusionment among many Germans who feel increasingly alienated from the decisions made by their government. The potential deployment of American long-range missiles in Germany represents more than just a military issue, it symbolizes the broader tensions between national sovereignty and foreign influence. Wagenknecht's framing of Scholz as a vassal chancellor highlights the perception that Germany is increasingly becoming a pawn in the broader strategic objectives of the United States, particularly in the context of escalating tensions with Russia. This rhetoric also taps into deeper anxieties about Germany's role in global conflicts. While the German government has repeatedly assured its citizens that it is making decisions to avoid escalation with Russia, Wagenknecht's critique suggests that these reassurances are hollow. The prospect of American missiles on German soil, she argues, is a clear indication that the government is more concerned with aligning itself with U.S. military strategies than with maintaining peace and stability in Europe. Scholz's stance, diplomacy or deference. Chancellor Scholz has attempted to justify his government's position by linking the issue of missile deployment to the broader context of Russia's actions in Ukraine. He has stated that Germany's decisions are carefully calculated to prevent further escalation with Russia, implying that the deployment of American missiles is a necessary deterrent. However, Wagenknecht's pointed criticism suggests that Scholz's approach is less about diplomatic strategy and more about deference to U.S. demands. Wagenknecht's portrayal of Scholz as a vassal reflects a broader concern that Germany is losing its autonomy in international affairs, particularly in its relationship with the United States. This critique resonates with a significant portion of the German population who are wary of being drawn into a conflict that serves American interests at the expense of European stability. The larger implications, Germany's future on the global stage. The debate over the deployment of American missiles in Germany is not just about military hardware, it is about the future direction of German foreign policy. Wagenknecht's critique raises fundamental questions about Germany's role in the world. Is Germany an independent actor capable of making its own decisions, or is it becoming increasingly subservient to the strategic interests of its allies? As the leader of the BSW party, Wagenknecht represents a growing faction of German politicians and citizens who are demanding a more assertive and independent foreign policy. Her accusations against Scholz are likely to fuel further debate about the direction of Germany's military and diplomatic strategies, particularly in the context of its relationship with the United States. Conclusion: a turning point in German politics? Wagenknecht's sharp rebuke of Scholz as the Vassal Chancellor signals a potential turning point in German politics. As public skepticism about the government's military ambitions grows, the pressure on Scholz and his coalition to address these concerns will intensify. The question of whether Germany will continue to follow the lead of the United States or chart its own course in global affairs is likely to become a defining issue in the country's political landscape. In the end, the debate over the deployment of American missiles in Germany may be a litmus test for the future of German sovereignty and its place in the world. As Wagenknecht and others continue to challenge the government's decisions, the outcome of this debate could reshape Germany's foreign policy for years to come.